Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the annual year in review show for the Leg Up Australia. Our final show for the year. I'm this evening's host, Sam Wood, and via satellite link, I'm joined by Pat Allendorf and Blake Johnston. Welcome, gentlemen. Obviously, in the invites, they must have had different dress codes.
Sorry, I didn't get the memo, boys.
This stinks of like you are Steve Jobs and we're your waiters.
Oh. So for our audio medium listeners, Pat and I are dressed in tuxedos and BJ's wearing a black t-shirt.
It's a leg up t-shirt.
A leg up t-shirt. Leg up t-shirt. I'm in a three-piece. I was just telling the boys that as I walked into the office to record it, my wife's like, "You look like a waiter." I'm like, "This is my wedding suit. This is what I wore when you married me."
I know, it was the worst when she walked down the aisle and yelled that as well.
Yeah. I walked up to give her a kiss and she goes, 2 gin and tonics, a bottle of champagne. Speaking of bottle of champagne, I've gone the bubbles tonight.
It was good.
What do you got? Some passion pop?
No, Trilogy, $9 a bottle. I drink it. I can't be having the expensive stuff.
You probably
I've been waiting for you blokes, and look, there's about... Yeah, I've had a bowl of champagne. We had people over before you guys, before we did this as well. I had a full cob loaf. I've had a bowl of champagne.
Who was over? Shout out to them.
I'm going to explode.
That vest is holding everything in.
Mate, thanks to the man shake, I fit in the wedding suit.
No, you both look very smart, I will say.
Nobody told me that the man shake was sponsoring us now.
I don't think the cob loaf was on the man shake, but yeah, been having it. Gentlemen, how are we? Trying to add a bit of class and flair to our final show of the year. And speaking of tonight's show, we're going to cover many, many categories. Pat, you look like one of the old, like when we first started going into the cross and the bouncers used to just wear white shirts and tuxes.
Mate, not in those shoes. Actually, you showed me your pants before. You wouldn't get it in those pants.
No, I wouldn't. I've actually
can you show us your shoes? Are they white?
Mate, everything completely white. Undies, pants.
I imagine you're just wearing bow tie, shirt, nothing else. Digging balls out.
There is nothing on downstairs.
Or a thong, like a party boy red glittery thong. I could see that happening.
Couldn't find it.
For what?
What?
You did?
My thong.
Oh, okay, sorry. Sorry, I just said how we're trying to add a bit of class and flair to the final show.
Blackie, talk to me. You're looking worried. What's going on down there?
Blake's got a lot going on.
Nothing. I'm ready to go. I'm ready.
Blake's under the pump.
Show. I'm excited.
Blake's under the pump. He's ready. He's had a bad run. He's run over a black cat while driving underneath the ladder.
I need some people to start making some more sacrifices to the overs gods, because they have not been kind to me recently.
I know. I was going to say that if there was I've said this all year. Geez, we can make some money just laying the bets off, like just capitalizing on the high price.
You could, but it'll play itself out regardless in the future. Like if you're taking a lot above SP, like our value bet, we backed it at $12 today, and SP $5.50, no deduction. That's a good bet. We'll have that.
So that's
all right. Awesome.
That's unbelievable.
There's 10 there that so easily 6 out of 10 lob deck start. Like next week.
Think, like even seconds, we've just been running into one better all the time. It's just,
over this break,
it's very frustrating, but it does swing. Like it'll turn. Those seconds will turn into firsts, and the overs will turn into winners. So you just got to stick with it.
Everyone has. A lot of people have been very loyal over the Christmas break, and they're sticking with us, which we appreciate. And it's a good time to stick with us because we have our members-only Magic Millions party coming up. The venue is locked and loaded. I was talking to someone today from a very special brewery that's going to donate some kegs. We're going to be putting drinks on. There's going to be food. We're going to do sweeps, punters clubs. Make sure you're a member. Make sure you're down on the Gold Coast Magic Million Day. And if you are going to avoid the shit fight that is the Magic Millions Gold Coast race day, we will be probably half a kilometre for the racetrack. Lob on in. Come by.
I can't wait for that day. It's going to be a cracker.
We have the entire pub to ourselves, basically.
I don't know. Are we allowed to say that there is going to be some free piss?
Yes. Yeah, I thought I just said it, to be honest.
Oh, did you? I don't know.
You can say it as well.
I hate it when the waiters talk too long. I just wanted the specials, bro.
Yeah.
Just give me the specials.
Free. I don't care. Just go get them.
Do you have an octopus salad tonight?
I had the steak and the chicken because at least wasn't.
Is that all in the cob loaf? You can put anything in a cob loaf too.
Oh, mate, I ate so much before. I've had a platter for dinner.
And yeah, you're really going to spoil yourself tonight on the potty. What have you got lined up after the champagne?
I got champagne. I've got a couple of beers over here. I have my little ice bucket going. So there's actually a bottle of white wine in there that has been. I've just kept an esky going because I haven't brought home the holiday fridge. You know, I used to have a second fridge going for holidays.
The Collingwood fridge.
The Collingwood fridge. Yeah.
It was the prop. It was the prop in the back.
In the background of the potty.
Babe, where's my Collingwood fridge? I'm about to do the potty.
So yeah, I've just been keeping an esky going that every 3 days, just go up to the servo and just get a bag of ice. So
nice.
The dream. It's like I'm camping.
Well, I had to.
What have you got?
Someone misses out on a present this year. I realised I was out of scotch, so I had to pull a bottle of Johnny Black out of a present box, and someone's going to miss
for
out.
BJ. He was going to drink that too.
To BJ Love Pat.
The box with no Johnny Black in it.
No Johnny Black, just a bow tie.
I'll give him a blue as well, you dog.
You want to have a blue?
No,
you'll be out of here. You'll be out of here so fast.
Sorry, mate. Can I just? All my friends are in here. Don't kick me out. Let's rip into this. We've been fluffing on. We have some major categories, including horse, jockey, trainer, and rider of the year. Best Group 1 or feature race, best bet of the year from us individually. The story of the year from any category, from any side of the fence in regards to racing. And then we're going to end with our best bet for this coming weekend. We'll do a group multi and then kind of wrap up for the year. So we are going to start with horse of the year, and we've got we put this out to our closed group, the tips and slips. So many could fall into this category. Let's each give our thoughts, and then we'll settle on one for the year. We'll try and settle. So, Paddy, I'm going to start with you. Who's your horse of the year?
My toss up, and it was super hard, but was between Nature Strip and Very Elegant. There's only two this year. There's only two you can choose from. They are the only two. Blakey, what about you?
I have one standout. I'm with Very Elegant. I think she was the horse of the year. She won 4 Group 1. She won Chipping Norton at Ramford at George Main Stakes and the Melbourne Cup. So 2 at a mile, 1 at 2,000 metres and 1 at 3,200 metres. So she won the race that stops the nation. She did any other horse win 4 Group 1s? But no horse won more than that. Anyway.
I reckon if the Everest was a Group 1, Nature Strip would fall into that category.
Yeah, he at least won 3. I can tell you exactly how many he won. But Nature Strip, yeah, he won 3 Group 1s and the Everest. So, yeah, basically won 4 Group 1s.
It's out of those two, how do you split it? I know Incentivize came from something.
Very hard. We're going to get a lot of feedback, especially going off a lot of the answers. We ask you guys the questions and had questions or answers. A lot of people had Incentivize as horse of the year.
Well, I got to say, I'm with Blakey. It is unequivocal. I racked my brain for ages today about it, but like he said, Very Elegant did it across a range of distances, and also had to prove so many doubters wrong that thought she wasn't a champion. She's a champion, and that Melbourne Cup win was just something to behold. So she is the do you know what? I love it when we started the year. Everyone knows she's one of our favourite horses. Everyone knows we're out there, Ramford Stakes Day, absolutely living it up, and up in the box, watching her beat a day. It's so good to see her go on this prep and do what she did. And yeah, it gives you goosebumps even thinking about it. It would have been what a cup. If you went to the cup this year, what a cup to have gone to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so what a headlining performance for the year to just finish winning the Melbourne Cup. You know, as you said, Beach, and not Chipping Norton, the Randvet, the George Main. The way she did it too.
What about you, Woodhead?
This is on top. This is the straight out standout of the horse for me. I absolutely love this horse, Very Elegant. Not only for what she's done this year, she could actually be my favourite horse of all time. She was my biggest punting win back-to-back years, Melbourne Cup this year, Caulfield Cup last year. Remember Caulfield Cup last year?
Oh, yeah, when she beat Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah, but also just I love the rivalry she has with Adabe over the past 2 years and again this year. There's not, I was having a real think about it last night. There's not a lot that gets me going more in racing than that. What is it? The Ranvet and the Queen Elizabeth Stakes double with those two going head to head. And then this year having the added input from Tom Marquand coming on the show. But VE a mile in front for me. I love that. I love that horse. I want to get some merch.
Don't you love a horse too?
Someone give me some merch.
That creates rivalries. She does nothing to start these rivalries. She just creates them. Up against a Dave, up against Incentivize. Can she win a Cox Plate? That'll be next season. If she doesn't go to try for an arc, she'll be winning a Cox Plate.
Well, it's a very.
She can't win the Cox. She won't be winning.
Blake, don't know. This is a positive show.
What? What? Yeah, of course she can't. Of course she can't. If they put Damien Lane on her, am I right? Up here. Last show of the season.
She can win the Cox Plate, but she'd have to find a couple of lengths with some of the horses we have around this year. She'd have to find a couple of lengths to beat the two that beat her this year.
No, she'd just have to find an easier run, I would say.
I don't know about that.
It's
a positive show. Let's be positive.
Oh, you can have your knock.
There's another horse called Western Empire that's about to hit Melbourne as well. So,
yeah, Western Empire. What about speaking of rides of the year? We'll get to that at the end. I've got some categories.
You're adding categories. I love it. Okay, horse of the year, very elegant for us. That's huge.
3 from 3.
Yeah. To be honest,
get us some merch. If anyone knows the stable, get us some merch.
A little bit unexpected because, like I said, the feedback on the Facebook, like going through it now, a lot of people had incentivized. So this is good. We're kind of bucking the trend. So I believe we're probably all going to align again in this category. And BJ, I'll start with you.
Oh wait, can we? For this category, we know we're going to align. So why don't we say to Blake, tell us why this person will be all three of our best jockeys, and then who's our second best for the season?
Who have you got on top of jockey of the year?
It's James McDonald. It goes without saying. 170 winners at 26% in the last 12 months. Best horse he rode this year was Very Elegant. The feature races that he won this year was outstanding. He could have won a Golden Slipper as well. Don't forget that he got off staying inside at the last moment because he had to ride a Coolmore horse. But I go through his winners this year. He won a Magic Millions Guineas. I know that's not even a Group 1, but he won a Chipping Norton Stakes. He won a Ramvet Stakes. He won a TJ Smith Stakes. He won a Size Produce. He won a Champagne Stakes. He won a Doomben Cup. He won a Queensland Derby. He won.
What is his earnings for the year?
Inaugural running.
I was just going to say that House of
won a George Main Stakes. I'm not even finished yet. He's won the Everest. He's won the Coolmore Stud Stakes. He's won the VRC.
Throw the Everest in there.
Throw the Everest.
He won the Melbourne Cup. He won the McKinnon
he won that,
Darley Sprint.
I wonder where he's at right now.
Unbelievable.
He
just bought a $12 million place at Vaucluse. If that gives you any idea of
with money that was in his wallet. He didn't even use the card. They
found the money in the car. Just look in the middle bit. Oh yeah,
when the lady said 12 million, he goes, cash or card, what do you prefer? I have both.
Absolutely here. None.
He thought that was the deposit. So hold on. Can we just roughly what would that be? Like,
that's difficult.
I'm not sure. His prize money this year would be 20 million. His prize money this year.
Let me. You guys talk. Not for his. Have a look.
Not his own. I'm talking about cumulative of all the horses he won on. Would be around 20 million. And you're looking at 5% for the jock, and surely he gets a sling here or there. So I'd be saying he would have earned anywhere between 2 and 5 million this year.
Yeah, I'm going to say
conservatively.
I'm going to say about 3 or 4 million.
Oh, mate,
what are you?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Okay, so I've got
10
prize money. prize money he's earned this year is 22 million. So
Well done, Paddy.
Closest without going over.
Yeah, well done.
So you look at 5% for the jock, so 22 million, 1 point. Oh no, his total prize money, 22 million, is it?
Yeah.
So 10% of 22 million.
Yeah,
is
so he's got 1.1.
1.1. So yeah, he would
5%.
He would have earned 2 to 5 for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
For sure. What about though if you had a horse? If you had a horse, even a highway horse, and you got the chance to put James McDonald on it, wouldn't that be? What about the thrill? As if after the race, if you won on your horse, you wouldn't go, yeah, give him an extra couple of thousand.
No, I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't.
But
Jay, we want to get jockeys for our horses.
You'd want him on next time,
No way.
And if you do that sort of if you do that sort of stuff, he'll jump on yours next time, 100%.
No, he won't. You'll ride the best horse the next time.
No way. Jockeys are
DJ
greedy. Greedy pigs. They
No,
are.
I wouldn't be slinging them. I think he's earned 22 million for about. I don't know how many races he rode in. I'll have a look. Just
Look, I'll throw it.
Let's not go through them again.
I'll throw it out there with Blake's
hang on.
Blake's attitude. We'll get Damien Lane on our horse.
Stop bagging Damien Lane. He's a good bloke by all accounts.
I don't, mate. I've heard he's a lovely
292
guy.
rides this season.
Someone's got to be the villain. Someone's got to be the villain.
2 minutes.
And he's mine.
2 minutes of time. I've got about 584 minutes worth of work.
Oh, you're doing his rate.
22 million.
His rate.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus. I can't wait. Imagine if J-Mac broke down Blake's rate. One podcast.
You read out all my rides.
Yeah.
He's earning about 2,000 a minute, so he's going all right.
That works. And worth it.
Imagine what we'd have to sling him to do a 1 minute voice message.
Mate, we know him. Remember we flew down to him a couple of
He will.
Honourable mentions. Who flops into the honourable mentions? I'm going to kick off with Tommy Berry. I think he's there was a few horses that he rode this year in big races that he found extra legs at the line. Moanga. He's just a good all-round jock. I reckon he's going to have a massive, massive year next year.
I'll throw a Blake.
Who?
Sorry to cut you off.
No, I was going to say there's a few others in there. You're going to say Blake McDougall?
No, I'm going to say Brett Preble. Who would have thought a guy that they thought was washed up and finished with, really?
Yeah.
In the Melbourne racing, probably dropped himself down to the lower half of the top echelon, probably the 5 to 10. I sort of think people had him placed, and he's come out behemoth, probabile, incentivized. And he's absolutely on fire, just riding winner after winner. So I'll tell you what, could have had him up there with J-Mac, but like Blake said, J-Mac's, he's on a roll, just reads. Like even one of them as a horse owner would be a great race to win, and he's just winning them for fun.
This is a different discussion if Jamie Carr doesn't get suspended as well, I think.
2,000%.
Don't think so.
Yeah, it is. No, there's the same outcome, BJ, but it's a different discussion. Our honourable mentions aren't Preble, Tommy Berry, whoever it is. It's a probably
Jamie still could get a mention. She could still get a mention.
Second, distant third. Preble wouldn't get a mention. I know that much.
I think.
True.
I agree.
That's
She's as far. She's as far. Well, Tommy's a great rider too, because Tommy had to chase him home like all of you. So he was actually like in the race for the premiership at one stage.
Yeah, he was
last year. He was a few winners behind James, because James was going like to Gold Coast and well, not Gold Coast, but Queensland every other weekend, and he got close, but then James kicked away at the end. But it was a good effort by Tommy. But
I question for you,
Jamie Carr's the second best.
Can Jamie Carr, is she ineligible for the Melbourne Jockeys Premiership? Or can still win it?
No, she can still win it. She's given him a bit of a head start.
Decent head start.
How she's going.
I reckon she's still a chance. If she's 50 to 1, she's worth a couple.
Wouldn't think she would be. I hope that was going to be the case, but I don't think so. I'll check where she is right now.
Who you got up there as your who you got up there as your runner up to JMac TV as well?
I think Tommy Berry is I think the Sydney Jocks are a mile in front of the Melbourne Jocks, outside of Jamie Carr, and Tommy Berry is the second best in Sydney.
You're right. I was having this conversation with someone today about I'll throw the rumor out there, and this is only a rumor that I've heard, is that Michael D's the jockey that might take the Bob Peters contract in Western Australia. And I hope my source continues to give me information, but
are you breaking stories?
Bugger him. Yeah, I'm telling you, it could be Michael D to go over there. But if you're lumped in that 5th to 15th jockey in Melbourne, your chances of riding Group 1 winners are super tough, because you have that influx of sitting jockeys come down for all the major meetings. So you're probably riding the 12th to 20th best horse in any of the races if you get a ride in the group races.
Why is Michael D getting those rides?
Why is he getting those rides, or why is he going to Bob Peters?
Yeah, why?
Why will he go to Bob Peters?
Yeah,
because he's no chance of riding group winners in Melbourne.
Because Pikey's going to Melbourne.
Pikey is.
I thought there was something going on with Pikey that he's not going to Melbourne.
I think he'll be there.
What are we hearing about anti-vaxxing and?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't want to break fake news, but Michael D, that's positive news.
That's fake news.
I'm happy
to break fake positive news.
Someone close to Pikey is an anti-vaxxer, and he's got to be vaccinated to ride in Melbourne. So that's the rumor going around. But
I'm very surprised. I don't think that's true, because I would be super surprised if he's currently riding unvaccinated.
Yeah, I got to say that's.
I doubt that's happening.
I got to say it's fake news, but yeah.
That's probably the case.
Someone very close to it.
Well,
couldn't be closer.
Look at the premiership in Melbourne.
What do you mean they couldn't be closer? Your mum told you.
Couldn't be closer to Pikey.
Oh, I thought you mean you couldn't be closer to you.
No.
Oh, mate, you know what? We're talking about this the other day. The most famous person you have in your phone. For me, it's Pikey.
Oh, is it? They're going to say Tooks.
Parramatta Clubman of the Year. All right, that's Jockey of the Year. We're all sitting there with.
Hang on, I've got to answer Pat's question here.
I thought you did.
Jamie Carr has rode 5 winners this season, and Damien Lane is leading the premiership on 27. So she's 22 behind.
Oh, I'm gonna love a bandwagon. Up you go, Laney.
You've always been a big fan of Damien Lane from day dot. You have been a fan of Damien Lane.
J-Mac's sitting there in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8.
He's
on
8.
12
he's
winners. So,
in the Melbourne.
He's still in the top 10 in Melbourne.
Okay, let's jump across. We don't have to go into a whole heap of detail. Trainer of the Year. Pat, start with you.
Trainer of the Year. How can you go past the great C. Waller?
He's up there now, isn't he?
He's Tommy Smith category. Chris Waller already.
Is that the top category?
Name it. I think the only Group 1 he hasn't won is what, the slipper, maybe. But yeah,
when you say that
is to be confirmed. He hasn't won a Cox Plate, has he?
Hey,
Winks.
He's the upper
he's
echelon.
won 4.
Oh yeah, he won those.
Shed doesn't count.
Is he the greatest trainer we've had?
I'll tell you a little story about Chris Waller. I knew him when he had one horse or 2 horses. And I can't believe it's meteoric. The rise is just like, it's like Preston Campbell just starting out and then winning the Dally M. I cannot believe the heights that he's hitting now. It's unbelievable.
You really cannot compare Chris Waller to Preston Campbell.
Preston Campbell is great.
No one ever saw that comparison coming.
Definitely not.
I'm quite confident Ray Thomas has said he is now in the Preston Campbell echelon.
I actually saw that on punters.com, and it said Waller now in category Cummings, Campbell.
Preston. No, I'm talking about just going from starting at such a low peg and just working your way to the very, very top.
I've heard some pretty amazing stories about him and his work ethic, and one in particular, and I won't go into too much detail because it's probably given away too much, but it was after, I want to say, it was after the Cox Plate or one of Winks's big wins, and it was back at their property, and it was a big party, and we're talking like everyone's still drinking and still on a high from the day, 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, and he was lobbing into the party for kind of 5 or 10 minutes, every hour or so, and then back in the office. Like he was like,
Work.
if I'm up, I got runners tomorrow. I got runners Monday. I've got like his work ethic is second to none, and he just does not stop. But yeah, it had to be Waller.
Mate, I'll throw that out there too. Not only his work ethic, the man he is. He's a great guy. As far as Nan had a death close to her, and that family owns horses with Waller, and he was the brother of the guy that owns the horses with Waller. And Waller, the week before or 2 weeks before, found out that he was diagnosed with this aggressive form of cancer, and sent him a massive hamper out of nowhere. He had no.
But it was an
reason.
Owner's brother.
Owner's brother, yeah.
And he would have hundreds. Yeah, he's. I think he's top notch. I think
no reason or need. I think
he is top notch.
Yeah, I like him too.
I can't wait. I want to meet him. I've actually. Oh, have we met him, BJ? Did we meet him at Millions once?
Nah, but we'll meet him. We'll meet him this year.
Can I say to bring him down a peg? His new set of Barry Beef are exceptional. Exceptional. They remind me of the Willie Mason ones.
I reckon he looks good. He's just, you know what though, highly emotional, which I like in a man. I like someone that's
highly desired, highly emotional.
Highly desired, highly emotional.
He's probably that highly strung. Like his anxiety.
That's what I reckon it is.
Are probably quite high because he's a hard worker, and then
when he gets in front of the camera, they get him to a point, and he's like, I reckon it all comes back to him. He's like, holy shit.
Yeah. And I've
got
to say,
won a Melbourne Cup, I'll cry.
That is exactly the same. That persona is exactly the same as Preston Campbell.
It is uncanny. It is uncanny. Similar. That'll be a headline tomorrow. Allendore. Waller now in Preston Campbell.
I think you could have said someone close to JT, like that.
I don't know why we're talking rugby league either. Like he's a horse trainer. We could just talk about other really good horse trainers. But anyway, I reckon he would be close to the best. BJ, you've got Waller. Any honourable mentions?
That's not actually true. I was going to give.
Sorry, mate. That's not what we do here. Sorry, mate.
I think Chris Waller is the best trainer in the country, but I am going with. I've gone with Kieran Murray and David Eustace. I think they're clearly the best trainers in Melbourne, and they are probably snapping at the heels of Chris Waller. They're changing the way stayers are being trained. They've had the best season to date. They've had 277 winners at 19%. They just keep getting better every season. They've won 3 derbies this year. Explosive Jack won an Australian derby and an SA derby. They've actually won 4 derbies. They've won a Tasmanian derby too, but it's not a Group 1. They won the Vic derby with Hitotsu, going from a mile to 2,500 meters third up. That they just don't do that. And they won 10 Good Stakes with Sir Dragon 8. So they are great trainers of stayers.
Remember our rollover bet?
Yeah, I do. Queensland Derby.
Yeah. Just if they could get the job done, then I'd be happy.
You'd have them up there.
I'd have them up there in Campbell status, but yeah, probably the level below, I'd reckon. What about you, Woodhead? Mark Smetzer.
Waller on top. Look, I have to do an honourable mention.
The Smets.
The Smets dog.
Bit of news about the Smets today.
What?
Bit of drama.
Was there?
Smetzer, I was talking to someone about Smetzer. Isn't his brother Campo's horseman?
Yeah, well...
That's him, mate. He's throwing a couple of left and rights off the back of the horse and I think cop 4.5 months.
What happened?
Was that Smetzer? I saw that headline today, but no, I didn't. There was a fight.
Yeah, jumped off and got into a bit of hissos.
Where at?
At track work. It's going.
Wow. That's an early fight, isn't it? If you're fighting at 5 a.m., it's usually on the back end of a day, not the start of the day.
Yeah, you've slept with that anger.
Yeah, it was brewing.
That's brewing. Yeah, that is bubbling. That is bubbling.
I've got an honourable mention.
Oh,
if you want. I thought Robert and Luke Price had a good year. They had 2 really emerging horses, like Jamea won a Group 1 and Count Rupi, he won the Gong.
Yeah.
They're the young trainers. I'm always happy to have my money on them. And I think Counter Rupee is going to be a top line horse. So, honourable mention for them.
Remember when you said it may go to the Everest?
Yeah, the Everest. Yeah, that's what they're talking.
You tell Joe.
Can you just write that down, Sam, and we'll see. We'll see next Everest.
I'm not the fucking waiter. I'm just wearing this suit for the show. Write that down. Write that down and get me 2 gin and sodas.
Don't write it in shorthand either. We want to be able to read it.
Oh, I hate those waiters that don't write down the order.
I don't drink gin and soda. It's vodka cranberry.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Do you remember that? Do you remember when we went to this nightclub in Macau and BJ said, I was in here last night and I was drinking vodka all night and
I had the worst heartburn.
We were so hungover, was so bad. And he goes, and the bar staff come over and Blake's like, get my bottle out. I put the leftover of this bottle. Whatever's left, we'll just drink it. And
I'll throw this. I had the worst heartburn ever. I was hoping when it came out that there was an inch left in it because I was hoping to backdoor it.
They actually brought it out with the fireworks and the sparklers again because the neck was missing. He drunk about 15 mils from a litre bottle of vodka. Okay, how long have you been sitting? How long were you sitting in the booth last night?
I reckon they gave us a free one.
To his credit, though, and your credit, I drank minimal of that bottle and then walked out. I got to go to the toilet, lads, hoping that we could go because we were right at the very last shot. And I walked back in from the toilet thinking I was going to grab these 2 pickles and head out. And the fireworks start coming towards the table and the boys are sitting there. New bottle. I
actually think we changed clubs.
I think
we did after that.
We went to a different place.
No, that was the night that we wanted to lay low. That might have been the last night. We ended up doing 2 bottles of that club, and then we went to Cubic, and we rolled straight from the club to Jeff's house, grabbed our luggage,
and left. Yeah,
and left.
Yeah,
that's that's what Blake used to be like. Just a party animal drinking necks of vodka.
Yeah.
Hold on. You asked me before, and you get Annabelle Neesham for me gets an honourable mention. She's done super work. With Moanga, obviously, Zaki, win record of just under 17% this year and massive 44% of the time she's in the placings. But I think she is very fresh. I think she brings a really good air to the industry and obviously just a meteoric start to her training career. But I don't know, you want to always be bringing new eyes and ears to the industry and there'd be a lot of women out there and girls out there that are in the industry, they're going, shit, the next couple of years, I could be a Group 1 winning trainer.
And find the stories of how she selected Zaki and all that sort of stuff. There's some ripping stories around it too.
She used to be in charge of Kieran Murray and David Eustace Sydney stable. So
great fridge and washer there.
No, yeah, it's fantastic. Drinks are cold and clothes are clean. Let's get into the ride of the year. Gents, I don't actually have any say on this because my memory's so shot and I was trying to go back and I thought instead of watching 6 hours of replay, I'm just going to lob onto the back of yours. BJ, what was your ride of the year, 2021?
All right. I'm going to go with, this is probably...
don't start Googling stuff now, bro.
I'm feeling left field.
It is a little bit left field.
I'm feeling left field.
I think Brock Ryan aboard Counter Rupee in the Gong was one of the better rides of the years.
Okay.
Coming towards the end of his apprenticeship, he still claimed 2, but he didn't get to claim in a Gong. He drew, I think when Barry's come out, the horse drew like 15 or 18 or something like that. But after scratchings, he came into 13 and he found 4th one off the fence and just kidded to them and didn't let him down. He counted to 12 and the horse exploded away from him. But that was a ride, like just a ride that was way beyond that kid's years. And he's going to be a fully fledged jockey if he's not now already in the next couple of weeks. No, he never wrote his claim out, but he's finished his apprenticeship now, or he'll finish it in the next couple of weeks. So Brock Ryan, right of the year.
Wow.
Fantastic answer. I love that. Paddy, what do you got?
J-Mac on Very Elegant in the Ranvet when he was jumped it out, ended up 1 out, 1 back. You'd think that'd be the position of the race for most horses, but he knew he had to get Very Elegant to the outside. He let them all slide forward, got on the back of a Dave, and ended up building the momentum from probably 400 or 500 meters out, and got the V that day, which I thought was a good ride. Unbelievable ride, just to show that sort of patience to be able to let things go around you when you're on a horse that's expected to win like that is that's ballsy. Also, Brett Preble on probably
hold on, just on that. That was fantastic. What a ride. That whole race that day. I think you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
You were there.
I'd lobbed myself into a box somehow. I'd launched onto Very Elegant. I had a very big bet.
What price were we looking at? I think we were like $5 or $6, weren't we? It didn't.
No, that day,
right
$2.50.
Oh, launched it.
Yeah, it was a 2-horse race.
They were
a 2-horse race.
Yeah, they were head-to-head.
For some reason, I felt
she was blowing. She was blowing.
Oh, she blew. That's right.
He was firming. It was
probably didn't get out of that price anyway. I think I was watching at the Brunswick Head Hotel, and as the race was going, they're like, "So you can't have any children in the TAB." I'm like, "Excuse me." After this race, we will
just threw him out.
Take him.
Did you?
He's yours then. He's not mine.
Okay. The absolute beauty.
What do you say? He's my friend.
Not my kid.
You're out. And mate, honorable mention, Brett Preble in the Caulfield Stakes, in that Zaki race where Zaki was just expected to flog them all. Preble on Probabel just stalked Zaki, realized he was going better than Zaki, and Nonconformist was sliding up on the outside, had the balls to cut back to the inside and wait for the run, and found it. Jeezy rode it out to beat Nonconformist. And I thought that was a big win and a good ride on Probabel. Couple more honourable mentions: the 2 Cox Plate jockeys, Animo and the overseas horse. What's the American horse called? That one. I don't remember his name. It's not Stay Inside. What is it? State of Mind. State of Mind.
Yeah, that's it.
I thought those were 2 very, very good rides. Craig William and geez, who rode State of Mind?
Don't talk about that. I'm not over it yet.
That was the
protest.
Yeah.
Yeah, Animo and they were some ripping rides. Just riding last in a Cox Plate and then cutting back to the inside like they did was unbelievable. So, yeah, mate, they're mine.
I like them. We're going far and wide. I like it. The next category we're going to roll into is best Group 1 or feature race for the year. I'll kick us off because it's probably more so not this year particularly, but just one of my favorite days of the year, and it's Everest Day. I love this day. We get, one of the richest races of the year. We get the Caulfield Cup. In my household, it is a great day. We do the whole setup. It's a very special day. And for anyone questioning the day, it is the Everest Day. It's not Caulfield Cup Day, or in my house, my wife tries to claim it as, our wedding anniversary. But it is one of the great days of racing. It's, sprint racing. You're seeing the best. For me, the Everest is a big, big race on the calendar. And I feel like it's growing momentum every single year. It's not a group race, but it's not far from it. We got one on the day. But yeah, that is by far my favorite day. Has been my favorite day for a few years, but this year was one of the best. Nature Strip, and beauty.
It's embarrassing that it's not classed as a Group 1 race, but mate, for me as well, Everest Day.
Really?
It's a day that I
gone there as well.
Yeah, the Everest, mate, it was freakish. Not only the race was great, but the horses it spat out after it were even better. Like the form that it spat out, Everest unbelievable. Yeah. But also that whole day was the day that I won't remember, but I'll never forget. Like, got a ticket to the box. I'll never forget that we had a spare ticket that day, and I couldn't give it to anyone. No one could come.
Obviously, Blake was free.
No, he offered it to me.
He turned it down.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he? Yeah.
He's doing his nails or something.
Well, that's true. very busy on Saturdays. You are actually very busy on
Only
Saturdays. How good you get?
10 people to the box because it was COVID times. It was the first weekend out of COVID. So everyone was
That's right. It was too.
Everyone was booked in to do something that that was not as good as going to the Everest in a box because
I should have went. Next year I'll come.
My father-in-law does the same thing every year. The Everest, they go to some sort of Marconi club down there, and they do the.
I think in the end, I
thing.
offered the ticket to your father-in-law.
Oh, mate, he's done this thing with his friends, and they've probably been doing it for a couple of decades, like the Caulfield Cup Day. Now it's the Everest Day thing. Mate, he would have dropped them in a second if he could to get in that box with the Everest, and he just said, when I called him, he was a split man. He was.
But you know what? As much as the Everest meeting is that memorable, that is something that I'll never forget. That we had one ticket that we just couldn't give away. Couldn't give it away.
Did you have blue with anyone that night? Oh, that was the night when you're on the phone to me.
I thought I lost my phone when
I was lost the phone on the phone to me.
Yeah,
asking all the Uber driver cabbie, did I leave my phone? You're on the phone. Yeah, I think it's
best race of the year, best day of the year, Everest Day. Just make it a Group 1 PVL. He'll do it if he ever goes to it. If he ever goes to an Australian Racing Board meeting. Blakey, what do you got?
Melbourne Cup, no doubt. It just is every year the best race. Even though I didn't get the result that I wanted this year, but everybody, regardless of who you backed in the cup, you were happy for James and Chris and Very Elegant. She deserved that Group 1. But like Melbourne Cup Day for me is just you wake up and there's just a lead up the 3 days before the field comes out on the Saturday night. There's just, you got that 48 hours to do the form. Everybody's buzzing. Everybody's talking about the Melbourne Cup. People ask you for a tip. People contact you.
Everybody is talking about Melbourne Cup.
But yeah, like you just wake up on the day and it's just a buzz. So Melbourne Cup Day for mine.
I had people calling me Melbourne Cup Day that I haven't spoken to since I've had children.
You didn't answer.
2.5. No, I didn't answer. I didn't answer any of those phone calls. Mate, we were busy.
7 a.m. at the fish markets, every Melbourne Cup Day, every time. Love it as well.
Pat goes straight to the fish markets, eats 30 oysters, so he rolls straight into the day horny as.
Oh, unbelievable.
Just do you want to take any fish home? No.
We'll be starting a new tradition next year, Sam.
What's Melbourne Cup Day going to be like for the leg up officers on the Gold Coast?
We might even go.
God, we'll be having. We might even go. Yeah, we might do a show.
We'll do a free sausage sizzle.
That's Bunnings.
Free sausage sizzle. Oh,
that's Bunnings.
We'll talk it up all year.
Yeah, we'll have
like in the office eating oysters.
Oh, are these Woolies Thins? Are these some Woolies Thins?
Oh yeah, just roll them with your hand, but
there's nothing better than a sausage sizzle, I reckon. Barbecue sauce.
We might get down there. Who can? Someone sponsor us. We need someone to sponsor it. We've not got so many sponsors at the moment because it's the gambling but we need someone to come through and say, okay, listen, every big race, let's get these 3 peanuts down there so they just preview the shit out of it.
Yeah, you need like someone to come in, like, someone that used to supply the tab tickets or something like that. Someone that loves gambling and drinking.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll sort it out.
Fuck it. We'll be that big
thing next year.
Yeah,
we work for the person that supplies the paper for the FT terminals. Okay.
No, we do the ink. Oh, you're the ink guys. You're the ink guys.
Even better.
Okay, so we're Everest. Pat and I are Everest. BJ, you've got Melbourne Cup. I love it. Now, we roll on to the best bet of the year. Best bet you've seen, best bet you've had, best bet for you for whatever reasons. And BJ, I'm going to start with you because I don't know your answer. Sorry, I don't know what your answer is, but I'm going to put it out there because it's my best bet of the year as well. And I'm going to look like an idiot if this is wrong. From the bush.
From the bush. That was
had to be.
It was one of the best days of the year.
Had to be. It was members got it at 20s, podcast people got it at 17s or 16s, and it was a rollover bet win. From the bush is the best bet of the year for this podcast.
No doubt. We were under a bit of pressure as well. I think we had 4 units on it, like 20 to 1. That was just a result. That was a result that day. He went straight to the front and never really looked in doubt either. So
Scream the house down. That
Grant
was bloody
Buckley going to town.
good. Love you,
Robbing
Grant.
winners, kicking home winners. How good.
Paddy, you're from the bush as well? No, he'll be on his own bets.
Mine is my own bet.
Oh, he's a.
Pat probably back something else in that race.
Oh, for sure. He
Probably back Casino Kid.
For sure.
I've got-
Mate, you
I've
know
got-
what? When we're doing the punters club together, we would like whatever our rollover bet. I'd get up. Oh yes, we got it. Or like a punting streak, we got it. Pat's like, what? What are you cheering about? I was on this.
Should have had more on.
Should have. Yeah, that's true.
All right, hit us with it, Pat. What do you got?
I had some big bets through the year, and these horses that won were the difference between my kids being homeschooled
Oh, don't say this stuff.
and going to Kings.
No.
You got, mate, you got to land a couple of these in the year. You got to land a couple of these in the year. Otherwise, boys, do your homework.
Digging ditches. Come on.
Yeah. All right, we've got Private Eye in the Epsom, $12 tipped on the potty.
Oh, this is
was a good result.
this is a fluff job, isn't it?
Absolutely huge.
What have you just texted me through? Do we have applause backing tape? No, we don't. We can't add applause into this while you're doing it. We might be able to do it post-production.
Very Elegant in the Melbourne Cup, 20-1. Absolutely launched into that. That was my biggest win of the year. 100% biggest win of the year.
Now, and we won't name bookies because obviously we're meeting with a lot of bookies at the moment. You are not allowed to bet with that bookie anymore, eh?
I asked for a deposit and they said
No, sir.
they actually said contact next year.
Oh, they gave you just a bit of time. That's okay. That's like go and have a few waters and then you can have a drink later.
Yeah. I think
okay.
they thought this bloke, if we give him a spell and he comes back, we'll get there.
I would actually love to name them because they are amazing to deal with. Amazing to deal with. But we won't name them yet, BJ.
Well, that's probably why they gave me time. But
awesome.
What about Everest Day 2? We had big parade. We knew we had the inside mail. It was in the, what do you call the
snail mail?
What do you call what do you call the Everest? The lead up to the Everest, the summit, the base camp.
Base camp.
It won
Base
the
camp race.
It won the base camp that day, and
that was a good price as well, I think.
No, yeah, 260.
We've got to tweet PBL about that.
Do I keep buying?
Yeah, but it was a big. But I backed that into Nature Strip in the Everest, which was
juicy.
That's nice.
It was a day. That's
Take that.
Yeah, that was a good day.
It's good. It's always good when you can land a nice double.
We've actually had some good bets. We're going to. I'll touch on a little bit later in the show. Actually, we're getting towards the end of the show, but we're going to have so much more straight up bets on this show next year. We're going to have a lot more accountability. We're going to have multis. This is going to be something that's a lot easier to follow in regards to having your bets. It's going to be, you guys are going to love it. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting away from it. Best bet of the year. BJ and I are from the bush. Pat is multiple. We actually, when we put this category and any questions out on socials, we definitely, probably more than I liked, had the odd joke about worst bet of the year, which, I mean, the Zaki rollover bet got I'd say probably a dozen mentions today. There's a guy out there that honestly writes it on every post we have.
I bet you probably got a tattoo.
It just says about, Zaki rollover bet. Ha ha
ha. That's right. I threw the Caulfield Stakes in there as the ride of the year.
What did he?
Fred Preble doing the ride of the year.
I know. He actually didn't even he wrote it on the thing. Story of the year has to be the rollover bet on Zaki that you did. Then we're not even talking about best or worst bets.
Oh, that's
he's just saying that's the story of the year.
That's negative. Yeah, do you know what? Blake, is there a small part of you? Because I know there's a small part of me that just
heaps of small parts of you.
Oh, shut up, waiter. But I was sort of happy that I went down on Woodhead's turn.
It'd be preferable to go down on Woodhead's turn than my turn, but
you couldn't have it doing nice.
You couldn't handle the fucking pressure. Anyway, 2 pieces of origami fold. I'm having a go out here.
think your P&L looks the worst out of the three of us.
Yeah,
so.
your pain looks
What's
the
that?
worst.
Penis and legs. How do you know what it looks like?
You need to stop sending us photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how do you think my P&L looks this month? Okay. We got to finish. We'll finish.
That could be story of the year.
We'll finish with. We will finish with story of the year, and there's a lot of fantastic stories every year in this game. Racing industry needs more light on these, and we're going to endeavour to get a bit more around them next year. And I'm going to kick us off. So something that has been getting a bit of light lately, and it's an absolutely amazing story, is the journey of Jenny Duggan. So, I mean, mature age apprentice, took a really, really bad fall at, I think it was Melbourne Cup day last year. So May last year, suffered fractures to a neck, right shoulder, left wrist, right foot, nose, concussion, and bleeding on the brain. She was at the point where the doctors were not only saying, you can't ride, like, you are very, very lucky to be alive. Hildo manages Jenny as well, which I didn't realize this until we were talking last week when he actually on Saturday, when he told me she's Swedish, by the way. Swedish?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So made her return in July this year at Taree, and has, like, not only returned to racing, and which is a huge achievement in itself, but she has gone on an absolute tear. She's currently sitting one winner out of the top 10 for Sydney jockeys at the moment.
Wow.
She won the listed Tattersalls Cup. Torrens seems to be a horse that a lot of people have found, including myself, at good odds. And like, fuck me, like she's got a couple of kids as well. I think she's got like 3, maybe 4 kids. I don't know. Probably should have looked at that before I said it, but like, I can barely function
6.
each day with 2.
Mate,
she's riding home city winners with,
and she's a nice
half a
lady
dozen
too.
kids. Oh, you know her.
She doesn't, Pat.
For Hildo,
You know, washer and fridge.
Hildo gave her a lot of support at the very start when he was training. And so
okay. I didn't know that.
he got me one day, one of our horses was in, and
Was I in this horse?
yes, and she rode
I
it.
know Jenny.
Yeah, she rode it, and she didn't ride it bad. The horse just wasn't good enough to win. And I was on the phone to Hildo in the car, and I go, mate, that horse, I think we should sack it. You can't play him Jenny today. And in the background, I hear, thank you. She was in the car.
What was the horse's name? Do you remember?
Oh, mate, it would have been one of probably Moanga.
Manga, yeah.
Moanga.
That was the
Mia
horse
Stella,
that was,
maybe. I don't know.
Not Manga. What was that called? That horse called?
It's probably won 6 or 7 since.
No, yeah, well, no. That horse that you're thinking of, Pat, was swapped for a Ford Territory.
and money.
There wasn't a lot. It wasn't
Fuel,
a lot around.
$90 or something.
Yeah,
She's
it
at
was,
a full tank.
it was an Ampol cash card and a 2011 Ford Territory.
Yeah, but mate, to Hildo's credit too, he backed her when she was first a mature age apprentice. She's had the fall. He's recognised that there's an opportunity there for him to get her better rides, because obviously she has a lot of talent, and yeah, she's making every post a winner, isn't she? It's
Bloody hell.
I
She's
like
doing
that.
really, really well. So that's my, and we could have gone down so many different avenues in regards to story of the year, but that is my story of the year. Patrick, why don't you lead us off?
And mate, I love those rags to riches stories too. It's just so Preston Campbell like. For me,
Rags to
year,
Richard.
there
Yours
was
a rags to riches?
Rags to Richard.
well, there's two really good ones that I liked this year. Was I was on a beach in Manly watching the Cox Plate on my phone, with my family, waiting for the result, and just waiting. That protest was what a bloody story, and didn't divide racing for should Animo win, should State of Play win. That'll be one that's talked about as precedent, similar to like the Choisir and Vale Choisir from this week, but similar to that protest back in the day. Like it'll be a protest that's talked about in 50 years' time. So
State of Rest.
State of Rest. Was it State of Rest or State of Play?
State of Rest, I think.
State of Rest and Animo. That what a like.
That was one of the biggest spikes of traffic we had across all our socials this year.
I just think.
Oh, really?
I just think a lot of stewards sleep with the lights on.
I feel like shouldn't have brought this up.
Very scared. Too scared to uphold the protest.
Come on. I don't know.
Well,
I feel very hard for.
Well, when else is a protest going to be upheld? There was
Blake. I'm on the Animo side. Blake's completely right. The fact that there was contact made and it wasn't pronounced the winner just goes to show they didn't want to create any more controversy in a year that they could have really said, "Look, I know we've made it as difficult as possible for the internationals to come in this year. Imagine if they took one off them."
I think
their money comes from Australian punters and spectators. They shouldn't worry about.
I think when it's 50-50, it should go to the horse that doesn't cause the interference. So if that's a 50-50 decision, a horse that didn't cause the interference should get the result.
That's a tight decision, but it's not a 50-50 decision. Well,
even if it is 50-50, it needs to be upheld. Because
I agree, but it's not.
And as currently it is, if it's 50-50, the horse holds on to the race usually.
And also, Melbourne learned a valuable lesson. Let the cameras in to the freaking stewards' room. Why is that behind closed doors? Why is there not?
It's not everywhere, is it? Like, why do I have?
I think it was something to do with COVID, though.
Sydney's fully televised. Televised, the whole thing. And so it should be, because you should be able to hear the discussion and you should be able to find out who's supporting what, why they're supporting what.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Transparency.
It would be amazing, eh?
Transparency.
Just knock it to Sky 2 and just let Balaclava just float
Williams
on.
is just about the best ever in the stewards' room as well.
I think John Allen said, "Oh, for fuck's sake, I can't believe I've got this guy." Like, and then at one point, the steward said,
tonight.
"Yeah." At one point, the steward said, "We apologize, we can't understand either," because the traveling foreman was Irish English as well. So it was apparently it was a tough.
Do you remember the intimidation?
That was the Schwarzschild one, wasn't it?
Was that the Schwarzschild one?
Yeah,
the intimidation protest, the Craig Williams one.
But even there's that protest, the Viscount protest, and then there'll be the Animo protest. That they're the three protests. When anyone says protests, are the ones you remember.
Wow,
that's one of them.
I mean,
and also,
hold on, just on that, you're mentioning about what it brought up. We literally just spoke about it for 10 minutes, and it was months ago. Like it is that hotly contended.
People debate that until.
Yeah, I like that. That's a very, very good.
I'll tell you what. There's a guy, Brent Dries, who was on Animo at 50 to 1 or 100 to 1,
huge
something
numbers.
ridiculous. But he was on the trip, the early leg up trip, and he said, "I told him my favourite horse is Animo," and he goes, "I think this horse can go to the Cox Plate." And I laughed at him. I went, "Come on, it's 3-year-old.
Yeah,
doesn't look like Castelvecchio, blah blah." It got there, and he was on at the big price and had to lose it like that. I feel you feel for those people because
he was in a spot too. He was in a dark place.
Sportsbet should have paid out on that too.
Sportsbet.
They should have. There should have been a what's it called, a
justice
payout. But
okay, have you got
one more? Will there ever be a horse that gets 3 chances to win an Everest again?
No,
I don't think there will be. Either.
No way. No, win
600,
3 chances.
600,000.
You won't see a horse have 3 chances at it. And not only if we do see that again, we won't see a horse that on its 3rd attempt wins it.
That's ridiculous. yes, we will see 3 chances. Eduardo's going to get another crack this year, and he's going to be
And
a
win
good
it.
hope.
And win it.
And win
I don't
it.
know if he'll win it, but he'll be right there fighting out the finish. Like sprinters come back every year. Like it's not like stayers. It's not like a Melbourne Cup.
I understand that, but you go.
It's low to get it, but to get there, you for them to win it on the 3rd attempt, they're what are they? 1.8 in the hole just for it to be there.
Yeah, even more now. I think it might be
that's not completely true because
I thought it was 600,000.
Yeah, but they get paid down to 10.
Oh, that's true. Actually, I was looking at that today.
That's fine, but for the risk, that upfront risk that's being taken, I think it's great. Like I don't know. I'm all in.
It's a fantastic.
Once it becomes
story,
a Group 1 race, and this is opened up to the world, I don't think that a lot of them will get the 3 chances like it's got.
I think it's. I think you're right. I think you're right.
We'll probably see Libertini back this year.
If Eduardo wins
already.
Who?
Libertini.
If Eduardo wins it,
no.
Eat your hat, Pat. But I don't like. It's pretty big. We're going to see this. Like you've got to have a lot of faith in that horse. But I know. I suppose you're right, BJ. It is. This is contentious as well.
Might be brilliant. He might get a 4th go and win it as well. Will that ever happen again? Will someone get 4 goes? And I don't know. Will they end up being like Eduardo and someone from a 3-year-old to a 9-year-old gets 6 goes? Like it's a pretty. They're racing for 15 million, so I think it's a great story. And obviously, Woodhead, the Annabelle Neesham that you mentioned earlier is unbelievable, and also incentivised, not only coming from nothing and being the favourite, shorter price favourite than Far Lap in the Melbourne Cup.
Just keep going, Pat.
BJ will have a stay at some point, but I agree. I agree on that. I quite like that. That incentivised could be the story of the year.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. You guys talk about the incentivize.
Can we?
I've been waiting. Like you guys are just tacking
on
incentivize on
We've done all of them. We've done all of it.
Like all the stories of the year.
Have you not had a go yet?
No, I haven't had a go yet.
Oh, sorry, I thought because you don't have a bow tie on, you were.
It's hard to hear.
I thought it was behind the scenes. I thought you were behind the scenes.
Prop movement.
I'll just talk about incentivize right at the death.
There's no snare in my right headphone.
No,
I thought you were doing sound.
It's the story of the year. You guys have got it all wrong.
No, well said. I think you're spot on.
He's definitely the story of the year. He's so
let's go through
rags to riches.
Rags to Richard. Yep.
On the 27th of March, Incentivise started an even money favourite in a Toowoomba maiden and got beat 16 lengths. Since then, he's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in a row.
In one calendar year.
He won 6 in a row. And then he changed stables from Steve Tregear to Peter Moody. Since he's been with Moody, he's won 3 Group 1s and he's run second in the Melbourne Cup in 4 starts. So he won the Mackay Diva, he won the Turnbull, won the Caulfield Cup. He's run second in the Melbourne Cup. And there's been reports that he suffered some injuries to his lower legs in that race, and he's going to miss the Winter Carnival now. But like, what a horse! Like it's unbelievable to think that a horse that won he broke his maiden after having three starts and not being in the placings. He breaks his maiden over a mile at the Sunshine Coast, and he started $17 that day.
Wow.
It's that he goes on to win a Caulfield Cup and run second in the Melbourne Cup in the same calendar year.
That is meteoric.
Incentivise is the story of the year.
It doesn't.
It's not the horse of the year. It's the story of the year.
In saying that, like a Peter Moody or a John O'Shea could have been honourable mentions in the trainers of the year.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, Moody, absolutely.
Moods is back.
Moods is back.
Moods is back.
He's whacking everyone along the way as well. Sorry, Beach, mate. It's hard. Pat gets on a roll. It's hard to see you because it's like your background star.
Pat just kept rolling them off.
Pat's waiter, I'm maitre d', and you're out the back. You're a kitchen hand. Could be a sous chef. I don't know.
Yeah.
Max.
Could be sous chef.
Or I'm Bill Gates.
Look what we're doing. Look what we're doing. Look, this is a three-piecer.
Bill Gates.
This is a worst. This is
Zucks. It could be Zucks. Zucks wears t-shirts.
Master Bates, who did you think was the top ride of the season?
All right. Let's kick it off. Let's relax, guys.
Is that,
Are we?
We're at the end of the.
Do I look like Buble? That's a pimple there.
Awesome boobs.
If you can see that.
Oh, that was a microphone.
That's a little.
Can you
Is that a
Christmas song? Do a Christmas song.
Fall on your
Oh, you want me to do that one?
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
On your knees. Oh, hear the angels.
Good. That's actually pretty good.
I used to
Do
sing.
you know
Pat,
what?
if
Blake,
you
he's
close
done-
your eyes-
This. I used to sing
If
this.
you close your eyes, you wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah,
He's,
no, Buble doesn't sing that. He does the.
He shouldn't be too bad at it.
Beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
He does the
That's very
same songs every year since
It's the same one. That fall on your knees. I don't even know what that song's called.
I'm
I
sure
sing
he
it.
could do that if he wanted to. The boob.
Oh, he could do anything.
He could do anything.
He's stunning. Okay, that is our categories for our big year in review. But of course, we have to finish with best bets for this upcoming weekend. People don't listen just to hear us talk shit. They want some winners. They want some winners like Smoking Romans. How good's that? All three of us. Smash Smoking Romans.
Jamie.
Get to the bar.
That car by the fucking bar. She was great. Smoking Romans are all in there. I'm going to start. We obviously head up. We're in God's country. Stay here. Eagle Farm, race 6. Actually, I need some MN mail here, Pat. So we're going to race 6, tough race.
Where at?
Eagle Farm. Looks to be one of. There's actually quite a few good races up here this weekend. Racing expat. I need to get some mail.
Is it wet up there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Heads north for a summer assault. Regardless of the mail, what we get looks fairly well set. Like it was hammering today. Like I said, the driving range gave me a refund. It's a Eagle Farm. Your fucking headphones on?
Sorry,
I was at Eagle Farm 6 times.
The driving range gave you a refund.
Oh, you heard that?
So just have your money back.
Have your money back. You are terrible at golf. No, they gave my money back and walked me out of the car. It was so bad. Okay, if this rain sets in, firstly, 6 wins from 10 starts, 3 wins from its last 5 outings, 5 from 8 on wet tracks, and some of them were, I think, 4 of those heavy tracks. Ben Thompson takes a ride. Good price at $4 at this stage of the week. Jumps from 7, leads, wins. Expat. Get me the stable mail, but I don't think
we'll need it.
I don't think we need it. If the rain is here and the lady at the driver range said, because I said let me give you a refund. I said, no, it's come tomorrow.
We don't want the snail mail anyway, because whenever I want to push, they put the slow down wheels on, and then when I do want to push, they give it a push.
That's negative.
No,
bro.
they don't know.
They don't know what they're doing.
They do know. They do know, but
they're not giving us the mail.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
But
I've got to say, I've got some mail from the stable there this week.
have you really?
Yes, I do.
Message him about expat as soon as we get off, please.
No, he'll be in bed right now, but I already messaged him while you were talking.
Okay, thank you. Hang on.
He'll be in
Okay,
bed.
what do you got?
I wrote, Mark, wake up.
Mark, wake up. It's Pat. You know, the guy that delivers your wash.
I wrote SOS.
SOS.
Call me immediately.
SOS. Soap or suds in your washing machine that I sold you.
P&L.
Penis and legs. Okay. Who's going next? Who's got one?
Blakey, you go. So
I'll go.
Incentivize.
We don't want to step on your toes again.
No, I'll give a best in value quickly. Randwick race 7, number 7 Dream Circle. I think he sets up pretty well.
Yeah, hold on. Is this your best or your value?
This is the best.
Oh, and Pat has tipped in another punters race again. 2 weeks in a row.
No, I haven't.
No, that's okay.
I was just having a lot.
Okay, what is it?
Race 7, number 7, Dream Circle. Best 4 and 200 metres in the meeting last start. 3 lengths better than any other horse in the race. He relishes wet surfaces. He won second up last campaign. Draws a little bit sticky, but he's going to love getting up in trip. He loves it wet. And we're expecting to get a bit of rain about over the weekend, but I love that nice first up run. So I think he's gonna be right there.
What are we Saturday? Is it Villiers Day?
Villiers Day, yep. So I'll give you a tip in the Villiers too. I think Stockman is over the odds at this stage.
Stockman's been a good horse to us once before as well.
Yeah, he was outstanding first up. He had the best closing sectionals in the race in the Festival Stakes. He's usually like a mile and a quarter, mile and a half horse. But
$13
racing nice and fresh at the moment, and he's drawn 16, but he's going to get back anyway, so no problem. Jay Ford will navigate a passage, and 1600 meters. I guess he's been set for this race, so it's going to suit. He's going to be hard to hold out. He loves it wet.
I've got my phone in here. We should have a group multi. Figure out of those two what you want to put in the group multi, BJ, and Pat, you give us what you're going to.
Yeah, we'll Dream Circle the place. We'll go Dream Circle the place.
Can you get a price on that, please?
Yeah.
Paddy, who do you like? Who is your best bet for this weekend? Let's finish the year with a group multi. Salute.
I've ended up with a couple because I got a bit of stable mail for 2 of them.
Oh God. How many? It's 16 stories of the year. You've had friggin'.
I've had a lot.
Jeez, you've really gone into it. You just started having your own show.
No, I don't want to go down the Hilda Road and have my own show and then just never do it.
Shots fired. Mate, that is shots fired. Smoking gun.
Smoking gun trainer. For me, Melbourne race 7, number 11, the big race in Melbourne. I like Tequila Time. I think this horse coming across from Adelaide, it's had plenty of starts. It's also had plenty of wins, and it's been really tough in its last 2 in
what are we looking at? Number what, sorry?
Race 7, number 11. It's called Tequila Time.
Oh, Tequila Time. Gotcha. Sorry, I thought you said number 7. Yeah.
I think Jamie Carr.
Yeah, I think it'll go very well in what is quite a weak field. So, yeah, I know it's stepping up in class, but the class of that field is probably equal to that benchmark level that it's coming from its last start. So happy to be on it. Do you have a price there, Woodhead?
Yeah, I've got.
I think it was 550 when I just looked.
Yeah, I've got $6 the win and $2.25 the place.
Yeah, that's definitely worth something each way. Sydney race 3. This is coming from the stable. Race 3, number 2, Dragonstone. They think this thing is flying, absolutely flying. So,
give us the race number again.
Race 3.
Race 3, number 2.
That is Sydney. Yep.
That is coming from MN.
He went like a jet first up, so
you are fucking
hard to hold out.
They will literally stop talking to you.
Straight from him.
I have to say that the way you go about this stable mail shows that no one that he knows himself or in the stable listens to this podcast.
No, yeah. Oh, yeah, that. Or I was going to say I'm a good bloke between podcasts, so they forget. They forget that I'm knocking the price off. But yeah, Dragonstone. Race 6, number 4, Irish Angel. It was impressive. I only remember this horse because I backed Undeniable last start, and it was dominant. So
Irish Angel won for us last start, BJ.
Yes, it was
we did find her.
Yeah.
We did find her. The members found a
It was
retrieval.
a members only tip. Happy to stick with her.
Stick with her.
Yeah.
Stick with her. I like it.
Mare's
Nice
in
start.
form.
Is it a short backup?
Mare's
No.
in form. No, 2 weeks. But yeah,
Oh, yeah. Yep. Pat, any more bets?
looks to be a nice
Just
horse.
going to
One
settle
more.
with those 4
One
or
more. The
5.
Villiers. The Villiers.
Oh,
Give us something in the Villiers.
The Villiers. The Toppy and the Villiers. Bandersnatch. I know this stable is expecting big things. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if the owners move it if it doesn't win. No, that is not something that I heard. But it's
saying stuff.
it,
Stop saying stuff.
it is expected to run well. They like it. It's building this prep, and the step up to the mile I think is perfect for it right now. And at $11, happy to take the risk. So Bandersnatch as well for me.
You're going Bandersnatch in the Villiers. BJ, you're going
Stockman.
Stockman. I actually like the fave at $5 for Ellsberg. Ellsberg is a freaking good horse.
It's a go.
So there's a Villiers tips.
I reckon both your Villiers tips have got big question marks over them at a mile.
Yeah, mate, there's question marks over everything. Everything I do has a question mark over it. But I like Ellsberg. I think it's a very, very good horse.
Stabber's flying too.
Okay, out of your multiple bets, please.
Dragonstone, race 3, number 2. Race 3, number 2.
Have I ever told you that I'm related to Gerald?
You are, isn't
Ryan.
Isn't he Campo's uncle or something like that?
Yeah. He's like my uncle, but married into the family, not blood.
Oh, dog.
So his son is my second cousin.
Oh,
Blake
okay.
Ryan.
Blake.
Yeah.
Also good trainer.
Yeah, he's just took out his license, so he had his first Metropolitan runner last weekend.
He did tell me that he is a big
So
listener.
we've got 2 cousins that are trainers now.
Blake
Okay.
Ryan and Adam Campton.
Yeah.
Campo, does he listen to the show? Sure.
Campo,
Definitely.
he wouldn't get this far in anyway.
Nah, definitely not. Actually, I had a
But
conversation
Campo's
with
the
his...
trainer of the Gold Coast, and he's going to train plenty of winners, and he's got a horse for us. So
Get
Good luck
involved. I actually had a conversation with his... They're not married, are they?
No.
He won't be this far. She is lovely.
she is
Absolutely lovely.
He should
be Campo.
pull his finger out.
Yeah, I know. Put a ring on it because he will miss out. Okay, can we do this multi quickly, gents? And one of you do it, please. Race 6, number 3, expat, $4 for me. Paddy, out of your 8 bets for the show.
I talked to a lot of people through the week.
I talk.
Dragonstone
You're on the win?
on the win. Win only.
260.
Yeah, and I'll take Dream Circle the place because we want to get this one.
What's the price for
240.
240. Okay. So we're going because someone just whacked this. I haven't got my phone or anything in here. $4 by 260 by 240.
$24.96.
That's it. Going out on a $25 banger.
That's pretty good.
It'll be a
Yeah, and a banger.
$27.50 after the power up.
Well, that's it, gents. So we were only having a few weeks off. Then we're back beginning of the year. We may sneak a show in the week before Millions. If not, the first one you will have with us back will be the Magic Millions episode. I think we're going to be all in person. I think we're all going to have in the same room.
Should do it
Borders
live.
don't shit themselves. Because I don't know how to get the audio off the live, to be really honest with everybody listening. I could have just told you that off air. Hopefully we're going to have DJC up with us on the Goldie leading up to the Magic Millions. Huge amount of events for Magic Millions, which if you're a member, you will know. You will be catching up with us. You'll be drinking with us. You will be having the week of your life culminating in our Magic Millions.
Are you saying the
party.
tickets for the
Magic Millions members
free?
party? If you're a member, you come to the party. Free piss.
for free?
Mate, free. And you're going to be part of punters clubs. You're going to be part of sweeps. We're just going to have an absolute...
I know some blokes that could drink their yearly membership in that one day.
Oh, mate, to be honest, we're having a loser. We are negatively geared on so many members that I know that are coming to this party, because I know that even at the highest membership rate, we're losing money on them in one day because they love a drink. I love a feed. We're going to have a cracker of a day. Patrick.
Sausage sizzle.
No, we're not having a sausage. They actually do a Wagyu sauce. Anyway, we'll get to that later, this joint. Pat, sir, thank you. Mr. Consistent.
Love you, boys.
Two kids running your own business. It can be very hard to carve out half a day, let alone a few hours each week. You've done it on the backup every week for 2 years for this potty, mate. So on behalf of myself and BJ and the listeners, somehow you're a listener fave. It's yuck. Mate, we thank you. We really do appreciate it.
Well done, Pat.
Potty, mate.
I love you guys.
Love you too, bro. Cheers.
I couldn't do it without you.
Cheers.
I couldn't be here without you.
No, you couldn't.
I really
I edit. I do all
record
the
it.
Yeah.
And when you're not here, Blake does it. And so yeah, I actually could not do this without you two.
BJ,
you saw me do the Friday night thing with DJ C3.
Yeah, that went well. Phone half on the side with your thumbs in there. Yeah, you are.
Couldn't do this without you.
BJ, the People's Champ. It was very, very good personally. For everyone actually to see you come back from the dark side, to get back to the leg up, get back involved with this, your baby, the show you and I started, that has allowed us to have an excuse to have a beer with each other each week without having to try and twist you or talk you into having a beer with me. You just have to turn up, which is great.
But yeah,
we'll be sitting next to each other next year, hopefully in the new studio or space, whatever we've got going on there. And we greatly, we've had a newborn in this time. We greatly appreciate your input. So thank you boys, for a fantastic year. And most importantly, the listeners. We actually, via the last 2 years, we know so many of you and hoping to know more of you next season. We've received feedback from this podcast that I'll choking back here. I'll never forget for the rest of my life, because we actually kicked off this potty. I know we had a year prior where we were kind of a little bit diluted because we had the sports thing. But we actually, when we nailed down on the racing, we actually kicked this potty off 2020, year of COVID, and unknowingly helped a lot of people through what were tough times. And that feedback, those messages, and the guys that are listening that know that they sent that shit in, that has made everything that we do so worth it. And it made our day, month, year, whatever it is. So make sure you guys stay involved. And we have so much planned for next year. A bigger, better, and more interactive show. So we're going to need you to be involved. So we've got more talent coming on board, more content coming out, and more often. Production value will hopefully go up as well. So stay tuned. But for now, that's it. Thanks everyone for riding the highs and lows with us. What has been an absolute cracker of a season. I'm looking forward to a rest, but even more so looking forward to next year with you blokes and the listeners. So thank you, fellas.
I'm going to do some practice shows on Wednesday nights in the off season.
Yeah, mate, just stay sharp.
Just some dry runs.
Training kicks off first week of January anyway.
Yeah, we've got pre-season.
Thanks, Woodhead. You've done a terrific job. You've been here for us, editing the podcast and hosting us with the mostest, and we appreciate you.
And your encouragement as well each week to get on here, to use this time as an outlet. And
this is your fill the cup time, mate.
Yeah, talk about stuff that we love doing, that we love talking about.
Especially in times when we're not all sitting together having a beer at the pub.
But then after we finish doing it, we know that you've got to turn around and sit in that dark room and edit the whole thing. I don't know why you could just turn the light on, but it...
Actually, I've got to thank the most important player in this show, Jamison's.
You have to like. Do you have like that dark room with the umbrella with the like washing line, and you have to?
I keep telling him he doesn't need to do that. You just get a program that has.
Elise walks in, she goes, "Oh Christ, enough photos of your P&L. It's disgusting." But hey, next year's show is going to be fucking phenomenal, so I cannot wait. Gentlemen, really do appreciate it. Listeners, you are the lifeblood of this show, and that is it. Have a great year. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's. Let's get it.
Thanks, guys. Love you all.
Thanks, boys.